Welcome to Positive Preschool Tips. I'm Cindy. I had a subscriber request tips on giving parent-teacher conferences. So this video, I would like to offer some ideas and some things to consider before you give a parent-teacher conference. Parent-teacher conferences can be really stressful, especially for a new teacher. You have to sit down with the parent face-to-face and talk about their child, things they can do, things they can't do, and it can be a little unnerving. So here's some tips to help you get through those parent-teacher conferences. My first tip is, before the conference, use some type of screening tool to gather information about what the child can do. It may be depending on the child's age. It could be what letters they know, what numbers they know, how high they can count, if they know shapes, colors, those kinds of things. It's very easy to gather that information, and it's very concrete for the parent to look at. So when you sit down, you have a starting point for them to look at and for you to talk about. I would focus in the beginning certainly only on what they can do. So we want it to be very positive. Oh, look, that he already knows 5 letters out of the 26. So we want to make that really positive. If there are areas that the child may not be up to the level that the other children in the classroom are, these are some words that I would suggest you use when you are talking about those skills. So instead of saying something like, well, he isn't recognizing any numbers yet, he doesn't know any colors, instead of talking about it in ways of what he doesn't know, terms you could use would be, he is working on identifying numbers. The skill of identifying numbers is emerging. I love the words working on and emerging because our little ones are just learning new things every day. And that makes it sound like they really are in a place of learning. And that's what you want them to do when they're in your classroom, is to learn. So if they don't have it yet, they're still working on that. That skill is emerging. So those are good terms to use when you need to tell a parent about areas where the child may not be really up to where you want them to be just yet. Another suggestion that I have is, when you're giving that parent-teacher conference, be careful not to use terms like, I think, in my opinion, I feel that, because what happens then is all of that is coming on you, and the parent may take it the wrong way. They may leave that parent-teacher conference and then think to themselves, well, that teacher's opinion of my child is XYZ. That teacher feels that my child is not doing what he's supposed to. So instead of using those terms, just talk about what the child is doing. These are the skills he has. These are the skills that he is either working on, or these are the skills that are still emerging for him. It makes it all about the child, and it puts you in a more neutral place. And then I think it will also help with your relationship with the parent as well. If you have to give some difficult information to the parent, if you can think about sandwiching that in between some positive information. So you give something positive, you give your information that may be harder to hear, and you end with something positive. So the parent is hearing what they need to hear, but it's also being buffered by some positive information on either end. This is their child, and it's very hard on the parent for the parent-teacher conferences too. I myself as a parent have gone into parent-teacher conferences and felt like I wanted to cry through the whole thing. So you have to realize it's a difficult situation for both you and the parent, and you want to get through it, make sure the parent has good, accurate information, but you also want them to come away from it feeling that you are the right teacher for them, and you are working hard to help them with those skills. The last thing I would recommend is to have a way to end the meeting and give the parents something to do. It's very hard. Sometimes the parents want to linger and talk, and it's very hard sometimes because you have lots of parent-teacher conferences and you only have a little bit of time. So it might be nice if you either have maybe a bulletin board where the parent can then go over and look at their child's artwork, or you may give them a task and say, oh, I'm asking all the parents to leave a little love note for their children at the table or in their cubby, and send them over to the art center and let them make a little note and put some stickers on it and put that in their cubby. That gives you a way to end the meeting and has the parent moving on to something else, and they know then that the conference is finished. So those are just some quick ideas for parent-teacher conferences. Please let me know if you have any other ideas or if you've tried anything else and it's worked. I would love to hear them. Please subscribe, like, make a comment, and I'm so grateful that you are here at my channel, and I appreciate you coming in and tuning in, and please come back for some more ideas on how to have a positive preschool experience. So have a great day.